Yo, what's up, team? Welcome back to J3 Entertainment. You guys know what time it is.
It's reaction time, y'all.
Yes, sir, but it's not just a reaction. It's death battle time.
There it is.
What's the death battle?
Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer.
DC versus Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Here we go.
hell yeah. Now, this is a hell of a match.
Yeah.
Two intergalactic beings
Hey,
going head up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with it.
where's that fighting game?
You feel me?
Right?
You know, that would be something I think, like, you know how the Marvel versus Capcom, but if they really went Marvel versus DC fighting game
Oh, man.
with actual storyline, that would be kind of hot. Kind of like how they did Injustice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be tight.
They would have
doing
to.
a little side quest thing like Streets of Rage, but with the superheroes,
Yeah.
side scroll beat them up.
Yeah,
Little
that'd be
quest
dope.
mode.
They would have to RPG that one though with a way to make
do
either
that,
side
too.
win
Give it
because you
all.
can't just say this side wins because the
Well, that's
fanboys would have a field
well,
day.
that's what the fighting
where the
game.
story comes
That's
in.
where the story
Yeah.
comes in with the fighting
Yeah.
game. You play as
There you go.
Marvel, you play as DC, and then who at the end of the game, whoever you feel has the better storyline, you run with that storyline with the part 2.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Play
you-
through the Marvel lore,
you-
play through the DC lore,
Yeah.
and then expand it.
and it goes on, and then they
through it.
basically document. You know, because you're online, when you beat it online, you show like how they do the telltale.
I like
how
that.
many people win certain storylines and how many people went with certain storylines and tell you which storyline they want to go with at the end. They could do that with Marvel vs. DC. That would be dope.
Spoil them. Give them
That
all.
that would actually have more people invested in your game because you're actually being part of the development of the story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's called the 80s. You know, who should go? should we take out Jason Todd or should he live?
Right.
Phone
yeah.
in, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There you go.
I'll wait.
That's a
Yep.
good way to do
The
it.
phones are off the hook. Right here it is. Yeah, he got to go. I don't like that, right?
Kill.
You know what I mean? There he is. But we got a death battle, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into this, you guys have any idea who you think might win? Before we get the breakdown,
I'm going to go with John Jones.
John Jones.
He needs love, and he's powerful.
There it is.
Yeah, man.
What about you?
Green. I'm green over here. Martian time, baby.
All right, bet the Green Martian.
Team Jones.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say John Jones also, and the reason why is because if you take that surfboard away,
That's exactly what I was
he's
thinking.
gonna break down, bro.
That's what I
Seen the
was
Hulk
thinking.
do it.
Hey,
You know.
ain't
So-
nobody shop around to save you here. This is it.
But
And
cosmic power is something to f with.
yeah, but Martian got that phase power too, man.
That phase power is great.
And we seen what Lemillion does with it. So
Yeah, there you go. For those who don't know, My Hero Academia. All right, so let's get these headphones on. Let's see what's up. Y'all comfortable? Y'all ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna start this thing right now.
Martian Manhunter, DC Space Ranger.
The Silver Surfer.
He should have went against
The depths
Buzz
of
Lightyear.
space hold secrets
been great.
beyond our comprehension. But these sage superheroes have seen more of it than any of us could ever hope to.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. For as long as mankind has looked upon the night sky, the stars have beckoned the brave to search the unknown and explore its endless wonders.
Like Dr. Saul Erdell, who's kind of a doctor in the same way Dr.
Oh,
Pepper is a
psychologist.
doctor. This guy's got no formal education, but that didn't stop him from messing around with some ancient tech he stumbled upon.
He was desperate to live out his boyhood dreams of exploring the cosmos. So with the tech's advanced capabilities, Erdell created a machine that would bring the cosmos to him.
He pointed the machine at Mars, pushed a button, and hoped for the best. And it worked! Erdell summoned a real-life Martian right before his very eyes.
Tight.
So remember, kids, when in doubt, just push buttons. Never fails.
The mysterious and powerful alien known as John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, immediately started using his incredible powers in front of the Doctor, like mind reading and shape-shifting.
Which was just the tip of Erdell's discoveries. Turns out, Martians have complete control over their bodies and can transform into practically anything, like a freaking dragon, an exact duplicate of Wonder Woman down to her central nervous system, or even a totally generic green monster that loves choco cookies.
They can also shoot lasers from their eyes, fire psionic blasts, turn invisible, and phase through anything. Even Green Lantern constructs and force fields that Superman couldn't get through.
On top of all that, they've got a crazy healing factor. John has regenerated back from a single limb, tiny pieces, or even a puddle of goo.
This display of awe-inspiring power overwhelmed Dr. Erdell's poor human heart and caused him to die in the Martian's arms.
Damn! Well, at least he accomplished his goal before he bit the red dust, right? Anyway, John used his shape-shifting abilities to hide amongst his new world by assuming the identity of a recently deceased detective named John Jones. God, what a crazy coincidence, comic book writer, you clever man.
Detective John Jones lived a double life on Earth for many
6'7".
years, solving cases and helping as many people as he could from the shadows. But eventually, he stepped out, revealing himself to the world, and helped found the Justice League of America.
And John definitely holds his own in the supergroup. He once pulled the Earth alongside Wonder Woman and Superman, who has stated that of all the beings in the known universe, he would be afraid to fight John.
And he should be afraid. Superman wouldn't be the first Kryptonian John has gone toe-to-toe with. He's manhandled Ultraman, who's basically evil Superman from another universe, and Superboy Prime, who can shatter reality with his punches, and is also evil Superman from another universe.
There it
He
is.
took a blast from Asmodel, the King Angel from a literal army of heaven. He's held his own against Darkseid, the manifestation of tyranny in the DC universe.
Putting that
And
work
he's
in.
fast enough to catch up to Supergirl and Superman, who we know flies so fast he can burst the bonds of infinity. So basically, he's just as strong and just as fast as a bunch of crazy gods and demons.
While Jean's strength and speed are obviously very impressive, it's also
Yo,
no secret that
that's
his
tight,
greatest
man.
asset is his mind. He's one of the most powerful telepaths in all of the DC universe.
He reads minds, duh, but he can also shut them down altogether. And he once made Mr. Plexiglass, Mr. Mixed Pickles, fuck your name, that's whatever. Anyway, he got him to subconsciously say his own name backwards, which God only knows because I can't say it forwards, which canceled out his powers.
His psychic defenses were strong enough to protect the Justice League against a worldwide telepathic attack, and his ability to sense people's feelings is so strong, he can feel every sentient being in the entire galaxy.
And he once out-thought Perpetua from the Omniverse. Who's that, you ask? Oh, just a frickin' creator of the entire multiverse. She's basically the god of everything.
Jean needed to connect his consciousness with everyone on Earth before Perpetua could catch up. He pulled this off by using his mental abilities within the span of Planck time, literally the smallest possible measurement of time. In the time it takes you to count to 1, Jean could count to 1 and fly across the universe and back over 200 sextillion times.
He out-thought God. He's a faster thinker than God. And it didn't end there. John took a punch from her and walked away with just a bloody nose. And when she disintegrated him into basically nothing, he regenerated back from a hit from God.
Batman has said that in order to kill Jean for good, you would have to literally destroy every single atom in his body, one by one.
God damn! If I didn't love alliteration so much, I'd say we change this guy's name to Martian God Hunter or something. He's basically invincible, right?
Not quite. Jean is not without weakness. He has a very real vulnerability to fire. At times, it has completely overwhelmed him to the point where he loses control of his body.
And not just literal fire either. John was once tricked into just thinking he was surrounded by fire, and that was enough for him.
Even still, Jean has been able to overcome this weakness. He's fought enemies with fire abilities and even taken
There it
hits from
is.
fire
Thank God.
attacks,
Y'all heard that?
which leads me to believe
Jeez.
the weakness, while potent is still able to
Gets
cause
fired.
real
Everybody
physical
gets
harm,
fired.
is
Burns.
mainly
Hot.
psychosomatic.
Your cards.
What are you doing?
I heard what you said. Weakness to fire is just in your head. I'll be a living god! Another win in the mind column for sure. And to think there's a whole planet of these guys out there.
Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. Before Dr. Erdel's strange experiment, Jean's own brother used the Martians' telepathic connection to each other against them, and the entire planet was plagued with Ronmir's curse.
As long as they stayed telepathically connected, every Martian was vulnerable to a mental fire that would overwhelm them and burn them from the inside out.
Which sadly worked very well, because the fear of fire is something Jean shares with his fellow Martians. Centuries earlier, the Guardians of the Universe, a group of immortal aliens who run the Green Lantern Corps, feared that the Martian race could become too strong. So they programmed the Martians with that genetic weakness to fire.
Wow.
John was able to survive the
thought they were
fiery
supposed to be
curse
the
by
good guys.
cutting off his mental connection
Not
to his
making them
people,
Martian the
including his
Manhunters.
family.
Remember, they made the
Unfortunately,
Manhunters.
His wife, Myria, and their daughter couldn't live with the isolation, and he had no choice but to watch them give in and burn alive. Damn.
Racked with
Said
grief
Papa.
and
That's dark.
survivor's guilt, Jean was left to wander his homeworld all alone. His only solace being shape-shifting into his lost loved ones to convince himself they were still alive.
Oh my God. Jesus, John. That is so sad.
That pain has undoubtedly shaped who Jean is. In fact, the trauma he held onto so tightly formed a literal spiritual connection with those lost souls. A telepathic connection so strong, it kept them from finding peace in an afterlife. Let me say that again. His grief and telepathy were so strong, he prevented an entire race of people from moving on to the afterlife.
It wasn't until years later that John could return to Mars and release those souls by finally letting go. And not to forget them, but to embrace his new life and his new home. A place he would defend time and time again to make sure the Earth never suffers a fate similar to Mars.
To experience all of that, to truly know what it feels like to be alone in the vast universe, but continue to use your wisdom and power to help those in need, is what makes the Martian Manhunter such a noble hero.
On a planet packed with other incredible heroes, John really has set himself apart. He's risen through the ashes and emerged the heart and soul of the Justice League.
Sorry.
Zen La, a virtual utopia, free from any and all crime, poverty, and disease.
And home to Norin Rad, which I've gotta say is the sickest, most radical name I have ever heard in my entire life. He was a brainy kid who was raised to live a life of reason and intellect over one of gnarly adventure.
That is, until the technologically advanced society came under threat from the devourer of worlds, Galactus.
So Norin struck up a deal with the World Muncher. In exchange for sparing his planet, Mr. Rad offered to leave his home behind, become Galactus's herald, and seek out new planets for him to scarf down.
And once Galactus agreed to the deal, he imbued his new herald with the power cosmic, transforming him into the Silver Surfer.
Clean.
An equally tubular name. 2 for 2. Wow, you rarely see it.
The power cosmic grants the Surfer near unlimited energy, as well as matter manipulation, phasing, super strength, speed, and invulnerability. Just
Remember,
to
he
name
can
a few.
phase.
The Surfer's basically
Can't
got
go
all
through
of
stuff.
Galactus'
Yeah.
space magic, just on a smaller scale. And Galactus uses that power to fight guys like the In-Betweener, an abstract being from the overspace.
The Surfer used the power cosmic to serve Galactus diligently for nearly 100 years, during which he ensured that the planets consumed were devoid of sentient life.
That is, until the Surfer accidentally offered up a planet with life, which drove him crazy with guilt. So Galactus tried his best to suppress the Surfer's emotions, erase the painful memories, and make it easier for him to find planets with tasty, delicious life, guilt-free. How nice of him.
And it worked for a while until the Surfer reached Earth. Galactus's mighty mind manipulation wasn't enough to bury the Surfer's true nature for good. With the help of Alicia Masters and the Fantastic Four, the Surfer turned against his overlord and saved the Earth from being eaten.
Nice.
But even after all that, Galactus just let the Surfer keep his powers. At any point, he could have just taken them back.
Being the source of the Surfer's powers, yes, he could. But Galactus has continued to let the Surfer have the power cosmic out of respect for his first herald.
Damn. See, that's the kind of respect I'm asking from you. Anyway, ever since those mental gymnastics with Galactus, the Surfer made sure nothing like that would ever happen again.
And he's been successful, like when Psycho Man failed to trick the Surfer with his illusions, or when he was briefly trapped in the Supreme Intelligence's mind when it was using the Mind Stone.
With some of those mental threats behind him, he could finally take to the spaceways, kick ass, and monologue about the meaning of life in the universe.
All of which he's quite good at, especially that last one. It's thanks to the abilities afforded to him through all that cosmic energy.
It's seriously crazy. He can rearrange the molecules of anything he wants into anything he wants. He can force you to just feel pain in general, and he can even control elements, not just earth, wind, and fire, but anything in a boogie wonderland like gravity and the weather.
He's got enough power and energy inside him that he once created an infant star to serve as a new light source in a universe devoid of light.
So just when he needed it, he was able to pop out a baby sun? That's convenient.
That's the power cosmic.
But we can't forget about the sick board he shreds the stars with. This thing's basically an extension of himself. He can transform it into a sweet sword or into pure cosmic energy. And if it breaks, he can just form a new one.
On his board, the Surfer has traveled at incalculable speeds on multiple occasions. He can fly faster than Thor, and even once flew so fast he reached the future.
Even without his board, he once broke free from energy shackles that would zap away his power within the next nanosecond. Gnarly, brah. He once outsurfed a wave of universal destruction. He had to surf out of all of existence as it was being torn apart. Now, I've seen some choice waves in my day, but if you ask me, that's one too best for watching on the beach with a brew.
You're, hitting it real hard with all this surfing lingo. He's honestly not that kind of guy at all.
Righteously disagree with you, dude. You are carving up my brainwaves into an A-frame swell that I just can't bail. I'm waxed, man, waxed.
The Silver Surfer is a tragic figure who is always weighing his choices through every angle of morality. Like when he set out to destroy the new host of the Star Brand, an energy source that grants his wielders virtually infinite power, capable of wiping out all life on Earth.
The Star Brand seems to choose a new unknowing host at random. Could be a good guy, could be the most evil person to ever exist. But despite that threat, the Surfer spared the new Star Brand once he found out she was carrying a child.
He decided to bear the weight of any potential consequences on his own shoulders instead of squashing
Yeah, we got
any and
two
all
nice
hope that
heroes,
the child
man.
would use that power for good.
I get it.
Relative.
He's a righteous dude on a surfboard.
Exactly. And in the Surfer's case, a keen sense of
Jesus,
morality
man.
also comes with a keen sense of his surroundings in general. He can see enemies even when they're invisible and can sense incoming threats, to the point where he can sense someone approaching even before they've left their own home.
He can also absorb energy his opponents throw at him. Anything from psionic energy to a freaking star. The Surfer can even do it when he's on death's door. Hey, Wiz, what do you think the doormat on death's door says? Probably like, knock 'em dead, right?
What are you talking? Now, it does take a lot to get the Surfer to Death's door. He's taken a blast from the Infinity Stones, survived being smashed into pieces, crashed into the Big Bang, and played catch with a star.
He caught it and then threw it right back at that punk Deadpool.
Epic.
I hope you like a big ball of gas in your face, you tool.
Reed Richards, the smartest man alive, has said that the Surfer is probably the most powerful being in all the galaxy.
And even after years spent drifting through the galaxy, he's still built strong bonds, like with the Fantastic Four, the Defenders, and with people like Dawn Greenwood.
But somehow, he always ends up alone in space, searching for answers, searching for beings that need his help, searching for something that could replace the home that he lost all those years ago.
Only to be weighed down by the guilt of his servitude and the pain of his sacrifice, which was ultimately done in vain. Cause it doesn't seem to matter what the Surfer does. Zenla is destined for destruction. At this point, his home world has been destroyed 4 times over.
Despite it all, this tragic hero still manages to take everything in stride as he surfs the stars and fights tirelessly to preserve every being's right to live.
There it is.
Wow.
I don't know, gentlemen. What y'all think? It changes everything, man. It looks like my knowledge of Silver Surfer, they have enhanced a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Compassion versus compassion.
yeah, it's gonna be one of those craziness.
Yeah, Silver Surfer got a lot more powers than I remember.
What you say?
I'm not gonna change my pick. I'm still going with
The Martian.
Martian Manhunter. I know that they say Silver Surfer thinks fast. Martian Manhunter outthought his world's god, so I'm gonna stick with him. Silver Surfer, his morality might get in the way at the wrong time. I don't know.
That is true.
I'm gonna stick with John Jones.
Really?
Yeah.
You got a reason, or you just?
Well, the telepathy, the psychic abilities, the intergalactic time traveling. Well, I forgot the other ability that they had said, but it was like the sonar. I think it was the sonar thing. That he had. Yeah. So he's got some things that he can work to his advantage. If he can't get your mind, he can get you some other ways too. He's got time on his side.
The trickiness of Silver Surfer and John Jones, I think it's gonna boil down to morality. Both overpowered OP to the full extent. People forget that Martian Manhunter was designed to pick up the slack for Superman when he's not available for the Justice League. So that off the top, we already know he's already OP. You know what I mean? Not saying he's better than Superman. What I'm saying is when Superman's not there, that's your guy. You know, over Wonder Woman, over Green Lantern, all that, that's your guy. So you have that in the battle. And then you have Silver Surfer, who's the heir of Galactus.
Right.
Like, this is Galactus we talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not the
Color
heir, but the
being.
herald. Yeah.
The Herald. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Herald.
the
The
Herald.
Herald. So, you know what I mean? He give him, like, here's all the power. I want to know what you can do. You know what I mean? But then I've also seen Silver Surfer. I've seen them both have a mental breakdown. But Silver Surfer breakdown was more on morality and his conscience over Green Lantern. I mean, Martian Manhunter. Martian Manhunter is more of, you gotta really like I think Martian Manhunter will take it there before Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go
believe
with
that.
John Jones.
Because yeah.
All right, y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Put these headphones on. Let's get this battle going right now.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
There he is.
Oh, that's cool.
It was 3
All
guys,
of my
eh?
journeys,
You see?
I have never seen anything quite like this.
I assumed your journeys would have made you rather familiar with places like this, Nordenrad. Or should I say, Silver Surfer?
Nice.
Now, tell me why you have summoned me here.
Enough.
Boy, that's great.
Sorry, we got a 1940s, 50s movie.
What are you
Excellent.
hiding? Tell me your secrets.
I must end this.
Tight.
There is no use in hiding. I can feel your presence.
There it is.
Right.
They shouldn't be fighting, bro. They should be teaming up. Damn.
Nothing can best Martian might.
Your will is
Tables
admirable,
upturned.
but will alone is not enough. Feel the pain.
You and I possess the same knowledge.
That only one of us can survive, and we know not why.
I hope you can live with the uncertainty.
Cold.
Wait.
Oh,
Victory comes with no
There it is.
certain satisfaction. I may never know why we were made to fight. If violence
Got
is
the
ever
dialogue
truly
and everything,
justified,
bro.
but perhaps there is something
Manifesting.
worthy in the battle.
yep.
Myria.
Something beyond my understanding.
There it is. That was fast as hell.
What the
Right?
hell are we doing? Why are we forcing such beautiful souls to fight to the death?
Both the Silver Surfer and the Martian Manhunter were 2 extraordinarily powerful beings, each with very wide power sets.
So they both had counters for almost everything they could throw at each other. They could both phase through objects, rearrange molecules, and regenerate their own bodies.
But arguably the biggest thing on the Martian Manhunter's side was his formidable telepathy. The Surfer has had his memories erased and his emotions manipulated by Galactus. So it would stand to reason that Jean could pose a mental mental threat to the Surfer.
But the Surfer has resisted mental attacks many times. When Psycho Man played on the Surfer's guilt and pretended to be his lost love, the Surfer saw right through it, and he escaped the
Yeah, but we
Supreme
talking about
Intelligence's
Martian
mind
Manhunter.
when he was
Exactly.
using the
Same level.
freaking Mind Stone.
These
the
two
same
could have
stone.
gone toe-to-toe
On the same
around the
level.
universe for a long time. But when it came down to it, the question was, who had the power to put the other down for good?
They both have some serious healing factors and have come back from basically nothing. But if ending Martian Manhunter meant destroying his every atom one by one, the Surfer has the means to make that happen thanks to the seemingly endless well of energy that is the power cosmic.
It's truly an overwhelming source of unlimited power. And outside of Galactus stripping the power away from him, the Surfer is never without it.
It's like a battery. Even if Jean could drain all of the cosmic energy, the Surfer can just recharge it. And he's used that power to destroy planets, defeat Galactus-level threats, and can basically accomplish anything with it.
While both of these philosophic heroes tend to hold back out of a respect for life, there's obviously no holding back here, and the depth of Silver Surfer's abilities gave him the win.
This Martian was harsh in his mellow, so the Surfer had to wave goodbye. Bodacious Cowabunga Hang Ten Ninja Turtles.
The winner is the Silver Surfer.
Wow.
Okay.
I got something to say about that battle.
Yeah.
All right. I love Deathbattle, but then sometimes I get confused. I thought the battle was great. It didn't matter who won. They were both formidable opponents, both tight in their universes. I don't disagree with the victory, but I have a problem with how they got the victory.
Me too.
You downplayed Martian Manhunter's psychic ability by a character who's not at the level of what Martian Manhunter took over. You can't say, oh, he's fought against those before. Yeah, but they're not at the mindset
That's
of the
an
one that he
alien.
fought.
Yeah.
He fought something totally different. He outsmarted like
Multiverse God.
Multiverse God compared to
Galactus.
not
even
Galactus. It was something Psycho. I forgot it.
yeah.
That fast.
Psycho Man.
Psycho Man.
Psycho Man.
That's a human.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're talking about the Mind Stone. Okay, that's fine. What is that? It's still controlled by something that doesn't have the same
Yeah.
ability or the power set. So you already kind of dismissed Martian Manhunter right there. And then you made Silver Surfer. He gave Silver Surfer the ultimatum and said, will you be able to live with your decision? He would have let that shit go. He'd be like, no, I can't. And it would have been over because who's going to wipe his memory?
Right.
Exactly.
And then he broke that Silver Surfer.
And he
the
made
Silver
him-
Surfer cannot be rebuilt that goddamn fast.
Exactly.
That's his power source. He broke it. The Hulk broke it. He broke down in tears. Oh, he was done.
Yeah. I didn't like that. That's what I didn't like either because he broke the board and he was like, I just make another one. What? Since when?
And then the other part in the match where they fused together and they talked about the molecular manifestation. He absorbed all that energy. So I'm like, where did he go? Like the combustion was all on him. He was just charging up. So I'm like, how did he combust? And Silver Surfer, and that was kind of weird. I was like,
He's cosmic energy.
okay.
Yeah.
But, you know, what you guys say?
I also thought the battle would be a little longer because it seemed a little one-sided to me.
Yeah.
After a certain point, it seemed like a little one-sided. Like once he tossed him near the, I saw the star in the distance and I said, okay, that's how they're gonna end it.
Yeah.
Right. So if like Martian Manhunter did a lot of I don't want to say running, but flying around.
Yeah.
And I thought that they would, and he relied on his psychic ability for the combat, but I ain't see him throwing no hands or trying to fight back
Which
any
he
other
would have
way.
done.
Right?
Which he would have done. He didn't use half his abilities.
Yeah,
he only
you-
used 3 abilities.
It's all mental.
Yeah, you talking about a
Like,
guy.
This fool has Martian vision, sonars, strength, speed.
Heat vision.
Granted,
yeah.
Silver Surfer the same thing. So go ahead. I don't want to.
Yeah, but it just for a guy who punches in Superman's weight class, for him to not throw one punch, I felt like that was a little suspect.
I mean, one punch, man. Come on. All right. No, but now,
I want a second match
yeah, I think I need a rematch because Silver Surfer. I think they even dumbed Silver Surfer down.
because I didn't see nobody, so it didn't happen technically. And that's the rule, right?
Silver Surfer is a different type of being, man. Like they didn't give him, like, it should have been more on the opposite level of Silver Surfer flying around and Martian trying to catch him, but then coming to a conclusion. Like some of these battles, bro, I agree with it. Like I'm not mad that he won, but it's the way he won.
Yeah.
And it felt rushed. It wasn't in depth. Like, yo, like you say, he's supposed to throw a punch. At least one punch. Man, goddamn. One. You know what I mean? Like, Silver Surfer can fight too. And you didn't give me anything. He didn't even do this cosmic. He just choo-choo, and that was over.
He kept his distance most of the fight.
Because that's what he usually does.
Yeah.
But the Martian gonna come for you.
Yeah, he gonna bring the fight to you.
Yeah.
Like Martian Manhunter is running from energy blast that I feel like he could have just phased through it, but he didn't. He phased through the planets, but
yeah, they limit what the phase and ability would have been.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, granted, it was cool, it was fun, but I'm not mad at the outcome. I'm just mad at the way it happened. That's not how you would have took Martian Manhunter out.
Nah.
He'd have been different.
It
like
was
you
too
should have
easy.
ripped his body apart or something. You should have gave me something.
Like
Where's the green blood?
I like I said,
the
I
broccoli juice?
understand the use of the sun, the fire and all that. I understand the use of it, and I understand the use of it for destroying cells or whatnot to make sure he doesn't survive. I get that. I'm just saying I feel like it was a little too quick. I'm not mad, like you said, I'm not mad at Silver Surfer winning. It's not that. I just felt like it was a little too quick and not enough respect was put on
Martian
Manhunter.
As
They
usual.
keep disrespecting that character. It's like
Keep
Cyclops.
dismantling them.
It's like Cyclops. They disrespect Cyclops. Cyclops got hands. It is what it is.
He
Show
can bounce
it.
that beam like
God
Cap bounced
damn,
that
they be
shield.
disrespecting my boy, man.
Please show me. That's
Jeez.
it. That's it.
Show me the real
It's all about
Cyclops.
Wolverine. Wolverine's cold. Don't get me wrong. But
But man,
Cyclops,
it's a whole
that
other
dude.
team over here.
You feel me?
Yeah, it's a reason that
Dang.
Cyclops is in
Come
charge.
on, man. Like
Jeez.
we just want to see it. That's all.
Oh,
I need
my
a
God,
visual
man.
of epicness. I've read about it. I just want to see it. Give me some action scenes.
You
to
feel me?
show us. That's it.
Like,
You feel me? But
Yeah.
guess what? It's not about us.
It's about
It's about y'all.
y'all.
Post your comments down below. Let us know what y'all thought about the outcome of the battle. Are you down with the victor or not? And put in the comments down below if you are or you're not. I want to know what you feel about it. You know what I mean? I was cool, but it was just too short for me.
Round
If-
two.
Yeah, I think it needs a round 2. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button. Thumbs this video up. Don't forget to share Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. I'm J3.
Running show guy.
Woo!
Ninja Assassin.
It's your boy C.
Road to 100,000 subscribers, y'all.